All right, y'all ready?
Words of wisdom.
Hey,
let's go.
chest out, stomach in.
Chest out, stomach in. How y'all doing? Where y'all from?
We've been here.
We're from here.
Jesus Christ. Y'all, why don't y'all play the game, okay?
Oh, okay.
Son, Ron, would you talk to this guy?
Just off Highway 90, tucked in along Casino Row in Biloxi, is an Epicurean jackpot. Perhaps the coast's most famous eatery, Mary Mahoney's Old French House restaurant has been serving great conversation and even better food to residents, tourists, and more than a few distinguished guests since 1962.
Well, I guess you done figured out the crab claws and the gumbo good, right? Well, the stuffed snapper stuff, I call that my gourmet seafood platter. Fish, shrimp, crab, and crawfish. We'll take a filet of snapper and we'll stuff it with shrimp and crab meat au gratin with a little pasta with a little crawfish etouffee. If I start talking too fast, you just listen fast, okay? And I'm Bob Mahoney. That was my mother, Mary Mahoney. She got this place going good, paid for, and all I got to do is keep from screwing it up, right?
As consummate host and personality of the restaurant, Bobby Mahoney continues the legacy of his mother, Mary.
This is Mother's picture right here. Somebody said, why did she strike a pose in front of that door right there? I said, that was 1950, and the reason she struck a pose in front of that door, she had her name in neon lights.
The daughter of Slavic immigrants who sought work in the seafood boom of the early 1900s, Mary never planned to become a restaurateur.
About 1950, my mother just gotten married. Well, she'd been married about 5 years. My daddy was working the night auditor at the Tivoli Hotel down the street, and so the guy that owned the hotel didn't like what the guy was doing in the lounge at the hotel, so he told him he wanted him out. So he asked my dad if my mother would be interested in running the lounge. And my dad said, well, I'll ask her. So he asked Mother, said, I don't know how to mix drinks. Somebody said, Mary, just bat them pretty eyes at them and ask them what goes in it. They'd be more than happy to tell you. This is Mother right here, feeding the president on the lawn of the White House in 1984. We was one of 7 caterers to do that. We'd serve crab claws and soft-shell crabs on the lawn of the White House in 1984, and they had 6 other purveyors there serving food. She got into Mary Mahoney's Old French House, and, you know, she donned an evening dress every night, and she went table to table, and she could talk to you from horse racing to Giacomo Puccini. 1960, a guy from West Palm Beach, Florida, walked in, said, what's all this Kennedy paraphernalia you're doing all over these walls? Mother said, I'm Irish Catholic, he's Irish Catholic, and I'm working real hard for him to be the President of the United States. He says, you know, I know Jack Kennedy. I'll go back and tell him. So he sent Mother this telegram right here. It says, I understand you've been working for me for president for the last 6 months. Keep up the good work. If I'm ever elected, you never regret it. Jack Kennedy. And then that's my mother's inaugural invitation to the Kennedy Ball. Where y'all from?
New Orleans.
New Orleans. I got a cousin over there that's got a famous restaurant. 2 of them now. He used to have 1. Now he's got 2.
Who's that?
Drago's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my mother was Mary Satanovich, and she was Drago Satanovich's first cousin.
All right.
You know, so, but they rookies. They hadn't been in business for 28 years. We've been here 44. Well, somebody said, why'd you stay here for Katrina? I said, we thought Camille was the mother of all storms till we found out storms don't have mothers. You know, so we stayed in this building right over here. So I'm up on the 2nd floor. It's looking out the window. I got Category 5 this far underneath the windowsill of the 2nd. Come back, and there's a wave in the window. And guess what happens when you have a wave in the window? It's coming through the window. It knocked me back about 15 feet, right? I got cuts all over me, and I'm on Plavix and aspirin, so I'm bleeding like a stuck pig, right? So every emergency kit needs to have some duct tape in it, right? So they duct taped me up, set me on the carpet for about 5 hours. When the water went down, you know, they took me to the hospital. They pulled a 3.5-inch piece of glass about 1 inch wide.
Immediately after the storm, the Mahoney family began rebuilding. With friends and patrons serving as plumbers, masons, carpenters, and electricians, the restaurant opened 8 weeks and 3 days after Katrina hit. As one of the first businesses to reopen, Mahoney's offered a precious serving of normalcy with each entree to both locals and outsiders alike during the initial months following the storm.
The gumbo's real good. They what? They meat and potato girls? What y'all going for? Oh, lobster tail? Oh, the little surf and turf or something like that? Well, you know, we opened up 8 weeks after the storm. We was 8 weeks, 3 days getting back opened up. And we opened up with the same menu we closed with, you know. That's the broiled crab claws right there. When you die and go to heaven, And, you know, you ask for the seafood dinner, that's the first thing they come in with right there, the broiled crab claws. But Biloxi's coming back, and, you know, I tell everybody, I said, the President of the United States ever quote you? I said, well, anyway, he quoted me. I said, you can come back here and build a home with a job. You can't come back here and build a home without a job. And our biggest economic engine is tourism. You know what I mean? With these casinos coming in, building these big, massive structures right here, and people are just flying. I can't pull them in here from out of state, but I sure can pull them out of them hotel rooms, you know. So let me ask you a hunting question. You ready? 5 crows sitting on a fence, you shot and killed one. How many you got left?
4.
You think them crows gonna hang around and get shot? That's the only time common sense prevails over adding and subtraction, right? If anybody ever asks you what common sense is, you pop that to them, okay?